Hi manifestors, Meera Allen here with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome and thank you for subscribing. And we do a new moon and a full moon and sometimes in between little manifesting tips to help your life be better. So, new moon eclipse in Libra, and happy birthday Libra season. I'm a Libra, so I really feel this at the moment. What's a new moon? A new moon is when this shadow of the earth is in the way between the sun to the face of the moon. So this means it's a new slate, a dark slate, a start from the darkness just before that new sliver of light begins to grow. So when we have a new moon, it is an awesome time. Like gardeners know, it's a great time to plant new seeds, to flourish. What seeds are we planting? And because it's an eclipse, what seeds or what no longer serves us needs to be shed or discarded from our garden of life. Libra is also about balance, but I realized I'm going to do the times. So for London, it's going to be the new moon 14th of October at 6:55 in the evening. Sydney, Australia at 4:55 a.m. LA is 14th of October at 10:55 a.m. New York is the 14th of October at 1:55 in the afternoon. So sometimes eclipses can feel like a bit of a powerful like slide through. What is it that I need to know? What is it that I need to learn? What do I need to wipe away from me? What is it that I haven't looked at deeply into the dark side of myself enough that I need to bring out to the surface? On a collective consciousness, this is also about where truth, you may have to get into the dark, part of, Hollywood or, looking into the darkness of things before that can be all brought out to the light. So sometimes it's not the most beautiful time, but because it's Libra, it's also a time to fight for justice. It's a time when you think of the scales of justice, so it's asking for equilibrium and fairness. In Australia today, I actually had to go and vote on a referendum, perfect on the eve of a new moon. So that's, this whole yes-no votes happening in Australia. There are lots of things going on with governments all around the world at the moment. So there can be political unrest. The elections coming up in the US. So there's all these things that are being asked of us. What is going to bring justice, fairness, and as Libran is all about, harmony and balance? What brings us true equilibrium in our day-to-day lives? What is bringing balance in our day-to-day lives? What are the things, in an eclipse we can look at what are the things that we have not attended to yet that we're going, I need to attend to that. Who are the people that bring us balance? And who are the people that we maybe need to be part of that eclipse and slate that clean and start anew? I've had so many new friendships come up in this last few weeks leading up to this new moon in Libra. And I'm a Libra, so we are ruled by relationships and ruled by the heart and how those dynamics relate and how the heart relates to those people and vice versa and does it feel like a balance? So we're in a balancing act individually at the time of this new moon, but we're in a balancing act at the moment, at the time in the world, in the collective consciousness. So I like to look at the micro inside us and what's going on internally and how that is reflected in the outer world externally. I've got a kind of little questions to ask yourself this particular new moon. What action steps do you need to take to refocus your own goals to maintain your equilibrium? For mine, it's been equilibrium between my right hip and my left hip, my right glute and my left glute from a physical level. For me, it's been equilibrium of balancing my time on land, on earth, to my time literally swimming in the ocean. So having that balance between water and earth. How are you balanced in your own elements within you between air, fire, water, earth? What fresh air do you breathe? How much time do you spend in the fresh air? How are your lungs? What is your lung capacity? How much time do you spend with the element of fire? I was around a bonfire last night out at a property and it was just, lovely times, this fire energy when you can use that lovely times, an eclipse and a new moon, to clear, to burn things away, light candles, light incense, connect to the element of the sun. You know, where's your fire element? Is it around a fireplace? Is it around a bunch of candles? Or is it, where is it warming a fire stove? Is it eating a wood-fired pizza? Like, what is the fire element that you can bring into your life? I burn an incense every single morning as a ritual to just make sure I have that little element of, oh yeah, this is the fire burning away anything that I don't need to take into my day. Start this day from a clean slate. And that's what eclipse season has now begun. The eclipse season has a chance for new slates to be wiped clear of the past. Old ways of thinking, old styles of structure can also be brought down, because the truth comes out and we get this nice equilibrium new moon in Libra balance. It's also deeply about goals. What are your deep goals? Like I said, the question to ask yourself, what is a goal that you need to bring your intention into to give you that equilibrium and that balance? How do you balance the elements inside your body or in your external world? What is your relationship? Because remember, Libran, ruled by Venus, planet of love, and it's all about relationships. What are your relationships wanting to look like, feel like? What's your ideal version of your relationships with your friends, your loved ones, your families? Like, what is that relationship in a harmonious vision? What does that look like for you? What does that feel like to you? How safe and how balancing is that? Who are the people that bring out those conversations that you go, oh, this brings out the best in me. This brings out an experience in myself to expand. So that who feels like an experience of equilibrium around your own energy? Who balances you, and who do you balance out in turn as well? So this new moon, really look at your own equilibrium inside, how you balance your own elements, how you balance those relationships around you. Another thing that Libra brings up, the justice, court systems, legal battles, fighting for truth. All those legal justice orientated things, you think of, the scales of justice, the woman holding those scales and keeping that balance because she's fair, she is just, and she is right. So go for what gives you that balance. I've been actually asked, I have a form here, to do jury duty, and I don't think I can make it, but still, the fact that I got that first time in my life I've been asked to sit on a jury duty panel in the court system again. So that's no coincidence that that's come through right at this new moon in Libra. It's all about justice. It's about jury. It's about judgment. How you hard on yourself, how you hard on others. How do you judge yourself? How do you judge others? How do you find freedom in yourself? How do you find freedom for others? So it's like creating and cultivating what you want to bring you a new version of how you see relationship, justice and fairness, and balance, so that your goals have that equilibrium. So remember your 4 elements. There's always the 5th element too, the element of ether, which it's not as tangible, but it is when we meditate, and it is when we go into those esoteric spaces. So I'll say balance your 5 elements. How much time are you spending in your meditation? How much time do you actually spend in the imagination, in the quantum field? And whether you believe in God, Goddess, the earth, the nature, the universe, whatever you want to call that source energy, that light that comes through. So that's your etheric balance. How do you balance your air element, which is related, to your mind, to thought? How do you balance your air, as in physically into your lungs, the way you breathe? How do you balance your waters? Your relationship with water, drinking water. I did a video recently on how to manifest with water. That was my last manifesting tips video, so have a look at that. How to balance that water element in your own body, and the intention of how your molecules are vibrating because of your intentions in yourself, in your waters, which merges with our blood, which feeds nutrients around our body. So how do you find balance in your waters? And lastly, how do you find balance on earth? Is it bare feet walking on the grass? Is it grounding for me, it's grounding on the sand and on the earth, on that ocean. How do you connect to your feet element? How is it that you connect to your land? What fruits and vegetables do you get from your land? How do you connect with the spirit of the land and the peoples of the land that were here well before us? How do you connect to the land energy? So that earthing part of your sovereign self, your physical body as well, is part of your land mass. Anyway, that was a longer one than I thought it was going to be. Happy manifesting and happy new moon in Libra with that lunar eclipse. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Could be a manifesting tips video or could be the next full moon. I don't know. Let's see if we can trust whatever gives me balance, I'll do that. Anyway, happy manifesting and happy new moon. Namaste.